Well, Sean Diddy Combs' former girlfriend Cassie Ventura is back on the stand for a second day of testimony in Mr. Combs' sex trafficking trial. Ventura began her
Yes, another day of shocking revelation where Cassie opens the Pandora box. You know what? Let's jet into this story. Welcome to Jet. So first and foremost, before we get into what Cassie had just exposed in day 2 that will shock you, give thanks to Yahweh and to Yahushua. Yes, man. The girl that wanted to be a singer and also a big movie star, but then she find herself entangled with this guy here, the love of her life as she often described him. But then she ended up here, and not only is she ended up here against anyone else but against him because of what transpired subsequently in the relationship. But before we get into these shocking revelations coming up in day 2 continuation of the trial, it is important to put some context, man, some background into how we all got here. Watch this.
Doesn't fall in love. He doesn't take advantage of women, but he definitely has his time with them, and then he kind of leaves them aside.
He won't commit.
He won't commit, and
yes.
He goes through a lot of women and makes that very clear in the beginning of the movie. And Eva my character overhears a bet that he has with his friends to see if he can stay faithful to one girl until his friend's wedding. She overhears it and takes advantage of the opportunity to have a casual relationship, which is kind of unheard of for a girl in a movie.
This was Cassie talking about the movie she starred in, The Perfect Match, to which she was giving a rundown of the character. Sounds familiar? Anything rings any bell so far?
Eva thinks that she wants a casual relationship and that he wants the same thing, so that maybe they would work out, or that would work out for them.
So let me ask you, Diddy, whether he came to the set to make sure everything was copacetic with you?
No, he actually really trusted the situation. Him and Terrence spoke beforehand because Terrence...
Wait. You date P. Diddy?
Oh, wow.
I did not know this. Yeah. Hold
Yes,
the phone.
Greg.
Well, he seems like a good guy. I met him once when he was selling Ciroc vodka.
Yes.
He brought a big jug of it.
And the character wants a casual relationship. And yes, the name Diddy mentioned, this was about 9 years ago on the Fox News Network. And Diddy seems to be a very nice guy. And Cassie agreed. Now let's get into the continuation of day 2 when Cassie continues to give her testimony, which is shocking.
I took an Uber.
Now let's turn to text messages. Can you read page 4?
Please call, I'm surrounded.
Who sent that?
From Sean. He was running around in a towel. I told him to put the robe on.
Who sent these green messages?
I did. I wrote to Sean. Jules left. As long as you're quiet, you can stay. Peace.
Who was Jules?
Escort.
Is this Jules?
Yes.
B606 and 607 side by side.
That's me. A selfie of me with a fat lip.
When did you take it?
In the Uber. With one of my phones.
What did you write here?
I said, please stay away from me.
And what does he say?
He says, I'm getting arrested.
Was he?
I don't think so.
What did you write back?
Plugging my phone in and going to bed.
Who was at your home when you got there?
Carrie Morgan. She was upset when she saw me. She called the police.
Did you speak with them?
Yes, but I didn't say who I was talking about and they left.
Why?
I wasn't ready.
Did Sean try to come to your apartment?
Yes, he was banging. That was pretty normal from him, but this is a pretty private building.
Did you hear from Ms. Coram that day?
Yes, and I went to see D-Rock and his wife to try to feel safe.
In this photo, what are you wearing?
A gown and sunglasses. I had a black eye.
What if any other bruising was visible?
I had several bruises on my leg, but I changed clothes.
What's this?
Me and Sean at the after party.
So the prosecution finished with the drug issue on day 2, the beginning of day 2, and now the prosecution is focusing on the controlling, abusive, and dangerous Diddy, it appears from the line of questioning, to paint a picture of someone who is controlling and abusive.
What did you mean by this is all we do?
Freak-offs.
Did you try to avoid anything in the freak-offs?
I tried to avoid kissing. It seems too intimate, but Sean told me to do it, to kiss the escorts.
What did Sean ask you to do on your 29th birthday?
A freak off. He had me pulled out of the Blind Dragon for the freak off. Some security.
What about blackmail material?
He wanted me to fear.
At this moment, the defense objected but was overruled.
When would Sean mention the freak off videos?
To hurt me. One time I was dating someone else and he threatened to release the freak off videos. I'd have to answer to my mother. It's horrible and disgusting. No one should do that to anyone.
What did Sean say the impact would be?
Shame.
Let me show you a chat. Who's on it?
Me and Sean. July 22nd, 2013.
Read your message.
I wrote, please delete the videos off your phone. Too many people have access to your devices. He said, no iCloud. All good. Ambien kicking in.
The prosecution here is trying to pin the racketeering charge on Diddy based on his conduct by threatening Cassie to reveal the video or expose her. But when you look at the list of the racketeering under the RICO list, you can see many things, actually, such a long list, up to 35. When you look at sexual exploitation of children, Cassie was old, so she wasn't children. And most of them are not really relevant to the case. Scanning it, to be honest, I cannot see where Diddy would have fit into any of these lists to pin that charge on him, rather than just trying to control, perhaps, in terms of threatening to expose images, which I'm sure there are separate charges for that in the United States.
The escort from the Intercontinental in LA.
Yes.
Did you want to have sex with Jules? Ever?
No, but I knew him.
Why did you do it?
Sean.
Who was present when Sean put his hands on you at freak-offs?
Sometimes the escort was there too.
In the same room?
Yes, Jules.
And in the suite?
Yes.
Were they aware?
At this moment, the defense objected but was overruled.
Yes. The escorts would ask me if I was okay afterward.
In what cities did he put his hands on you?
New York, Los Angeles, Miami.
How frequently?
Too frequently.
What's the Abbey?
A gay club in LA. I went there with my friend.
Where were you going?
To a music festival in Canada run by Drake. Sean came to my home and tried to attack me. I was thrown into the bed frame.
What's this?
A photo of my eye afterward.
Who took you to the doctor?
D-Rock.
Did you send this photo to Sean?
Yes, and I wrote, so you can remember. I wanted him to be sorry about it at least.
In this photo, where were you?
In the green room in Toronto. I put my hair over my eye. Then we went to the Hamptons. Sean wanted to have a freak off in the Hamptons. We got a hotel and an escort.
Which one?
Dave. I took GB. I went into a G hole and blacked out. I woke up nude in the shower. Dave and Sean were freaking out. I bugged out. It wasn't pretty.
Then what?
I spoke to a friend of Sean's, and then we had a freak off.
What's this?
My eyebrow healed up a little bit. A week later, I have a permanent scar on my eyebrow.
What's this?
Me at the Cannes Festival.
What happened at Cannes?
Sean accused me of taking from his boat. He threw me off, but my passport was still on the boat.
And you were on the red carpet that same night?
Yes.
Did you attend the movie?
Again, a broader definition of the racketeering is really when two or more people conspire to commit criminal act in furtherance of their enterprise. Now, the act is the freak-offs and threats of violence and to expose. There were 13 people that took part in the freak-offs. The question is, the element that satisfied two or more people to conspire, those 12 people seems as if they were working rather than any sort of conspiracy. So that, in Jet's view, may fail in the prosecution's argument. And it is yet to see how the defense is going to counter that. Let's continue to watch.
Worked for Sean.
We will call her Mia. When you gave your devices to the government, were they working?
No, they were broken.
Put up 602A for Ms. Ventura and the jury only. What's on your skin?
Oil.
When did Sean first hurt you physically?
It started in the first year.
What staffer were present when Sean was physical with you?
At this moment, the defense objected on the grounds of physical is vague, then the prosecution was more direct.
Punching, hitting. When did Sean first use violence on you?
In New York City. We were in a car with his security, and he knocked me around.
What did he do?
He hit me in the side of the head. I fell to the floor of his Escalade.
In January 2009, did you attend an event in LA with Sean?
Yes.
What happened as you left?
I'd been speaking to a producer about music. Sean called me a slut. I hit him in the face. I had been drinking.
Did you see any injuries?
No, I was on the floor of the car, and he stomped on my face.
How long did this last?
10 minutes. Then I tried to get away, but Sean's security brought me back.
Who?
Roger Bonds.
What did they tell you?
To go to a hotel. They snuck me into the hotel covered up so no one could see my face.
How long were you at the London hotel?
A week? A little more. An assistant brought me ice cream.
What was the assistant's name?
Genevieve.
Did you feel you could leave the London hotel?
No. I understood his capability, his access to guns, the threats he made.
Once again, the prosecution, threat, violence, drugs, controlling behavior, and all of those themes seems to have flowed through the line of questioning to create a narrative of bullying, coercive and controlling behavior with some sort of intimidation and so on. So the prosecution is definitely building a case, but the question is, what will the defense come with?
But the prosecution then said,
Not for the truth.
then the judge overruled the defense's objection.
This was before FaceTime was very popular, so I could hide myself. She asked if it was me.
What did you say?
No, I did not want my mother to know something of that magnitude and be in danger.
When you went to a party with your girlfriends, what happened?
I saw executives from BET. Then I heard that Sean was there.
What did you do?
I left. I ran out as fast as I could.
Why?
I thought he was angry.
Did he come to the hotel where you were staying?
Yes, he beat me up and called me names. My face was bruised.
This photo. Who is it?
Scott Mascuti, known as Kid Cudi. We dated in 2011.
Did Sean find out?
Yes, in my phone. Sean went through my phone during a freakout. He found an email.
About what?
Taking my toiletry bag to Scott's the next day. Sean put a wine opener in his hand and threw me. I called Scott on a burner phone.
Where did you go?
To Scott's house. Then I talked with Capricorn Clark, one of Sean's assistants.
Then what?
I went to the house Sean was staying at. He told me he would release videos and hurt Scott and I.
What videos?
Freak-off videos of me. Sean kicked me in the back. I got a bruise.
Where'd you go?
To my hotel with the burner phone. The room was torn up. Someone peed all over the floor, pooped in the toilet and didn't flush it. It was gross. This was just before Christmas. I sent an email to my mom in Capricorn from my flight to Boston and Connecticut.
What did you write?
That Sean said he would release the tape of me on Christmas and he'd had Scott and I hurt. He said he would be out of the country then.
What are these photographs?
My mother took them in Connecticut of the bruises on my back.
Were you entirely honest with your mother about the abuse?
Threats and more threats. Cassie appears to have been in fear of her life, but let's listen on.
Scott did for a few days. I broke it off with him. It was too dangerous.
At this moment, the defense objected, and the judge overruled it.
Sean said he would hurt both of us.
Where did you go after Connecticut?
I went to see Sean. He was in Arizona. His son, college. I told my mother I was going to LA for work.
Did Sean talk about Scott's car?
Sean said he wanted Scott's friends to see Scott's car blown up.
What happened next?
We met, Sean, Scott, and me. Scott said, "What about my vehicle?" And Sean said, "What vehicle?" And that was the end of the meeting.
Put up the photo. What is this?
Me and Sean in Kingston, Jamaica for Sound Clash.
Were you bruised?
Yes.
And this photo, what is it?
Me in Sean's bathroom, September 18th, 2015.
What were you doing there?
Recuperating from being beaten up by Sean in Las Vegas. We were having an after party in our suite. I talked to a producer, and Sean tapped me on the shoulder, called me into our room and beat me, kicked me as I tried to hide behind the toilet.
What stopped it?
D-Rock and James Cruz came in. It made D-Rock sad.
What are these communications?
From D-Rock to me. He says, "Where you at? It's time to ice your face."
Why?
I had just been beaten up by Sean.
Were these all the times he beat you?
Now, this is purely allegation at this stage, and if what Cassie is saying turn out to be proven to be true, then definitely Sean is a monster, and beating up on women is just a sign of weakness, and you are not a real man. But the question is this a classic case of domestic violence, or is it racketeering and sex trafficking.
And take them. He had doctors who would write the scripts in the name of an assistant or in my name.
Your brother's birthday party in Connecticut in 2013. What happened?
My mother told me someone was taking pictures of me. I went and punched her in the head.
You testified your relationship with Sean ended in 2018. How was your health?
I was sleepwalking. I had PTSD.
At this moment, the defense objected, but the judge overruled it.
What's this?
A photo of my front door in 2018.
Publish it to the jury. Why is there a knife there?
Sean was coming around a lot, so I had it.
August 2018. What happened?
We were having a closure conversation at a restaurant in Malibu. He was trying to convince me to go to Burning Man.
Were you seeing anyone?
My now husband.
What happened next?
Sean came to my house and raped me on my living room floor. His eyes were black. It was like taking something from you.
You cried. What did Sean do?
He continued and f***ed inside of me. Then he got up and left.
Did you ever have sex with him again?
Yes, voluntarily. We had a good night. I went back to his house.
Can you explain why you did that after he raped you?
We had been together 10 years.
Who did you stay in touch with?
Most people, though I pulled away.
What did you message Sean about after that?
Just checking in.
What did he send you?
That he had iPads full of images. Get him his money.
Money back for what?
For having paid my now husband to be my trainer.
What did you write back?
Do you want me to tell the truth? It's much deeper than iPads. There was abuse, more than freak-offs. There was a time I couldn't take the pain, tried to walk out in traffic. My husband wouldn't let me. I had trauma therapy.
Did you write?
A book with chapters. My mom helped.
What did you want with the book?
That Sean read it.
What pain did Sean put you through?
Shame. To carry the things that were shameful for him. I took on a lot of responsibility for that I never should have. He brought the concept to me when I was 22. It was expected of me. I felt terrible.
How did you get chapters to Sean?
Through my attorney, and I reached out to KK. I asked her if he read it. She said it was not taken seriously.
How much did you ask for the book?
$30 million.
Did you sue?
November 2023.
What happened with the lawsuit?
It settled for $20 million in 24 hours.
Why are you testifying in this trial?
I can't carry this anymore. What's wrong is wrong. I treated people like they were disposable. Escorts, anybody.
How many freak-offs did you have with Sean?
Impossible to know. Hundreds.
After you broke up with Sean, did you ever do a freak-off?
No.
No further questions.
And the prosecution concluded their case by ended in an explosive way to suggest that Cassie suffered so much, and at one point she said she wanted to walk out into a car, and her husband was a rock in a sense that he was there to support her, and she mentioned twice that she hit someone in the head, one Sean and the other is another person, so Cassie can be violent, but she sort of justified by saying that she was drunk. So if anyone else is drunk, then there's no excuse, but she did suffer a lot based on her testimony, and she did reveal a lot, and if this is proven, then you can see that Sean will definitely go down for a long time. The question is, again, is this domestic violence? Is this racketeering? Is this sex trafficking? And coming up in day 3, there are more explosive stuff where the husband was looked very disturbed. There are revelations to which it doesn't appear as if he knew about it, but who knows if their relationship or their marriage will survive after this. So what is your view? Do you believe that the prosecution has made out their case? This is definitely a case of racketeering and sex trafficking, or do you believe this is a case of classic domestic violence? Sean, it appears on the face of it that he was, or probably still is, who knows, a very violent person towards women. Write your comments below, man, and let's have a discussion about this. For those of you who have forgotten to subscribe, please remember to touch the like button, smash the subscribe button, touch up the bell, and remember to share with your friends and family. So you all go on now. We are going to jet off,